Throughout history, people with disabilities have been told what they can and can't do. They have been marginalised, institutionalised, discriminated against, and faced massive prejudice. To this day, they are the most discriminated against cohort of people in the world. I'm Paul Pritchard. 25 years ago, I sustained a traumatic brain injury whilst climbing Tasmania's totem pole. But that has never held me back, and I still love adventuring.
Would you believe there's a team of 7 Tasmanians, 4 of whom have disabilities? They're about to set out to be the first all-abilities team to walk the whole spine of Rhewtyepme West McDonald Ranges on the challenging Larapinta Trail.
The Larapinta Trail is Australia's hardest multi-day walk, and over 17 days we plan to challenge society's expectations of what people with disabilities are capable of.
Ready for the show?
There was Wally with 38% lung function and diabetes, having hypos on the trail.
Made it, mate.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh, that's tough. It's been a tough day. I just can't believe I'm that slow now. I may have to reconsider my hiking career.
His blood sugar got so low that it kind of gave me a little freak out.
We have Vonna with a cracked rib and drug port in her chest.
There's been a few debacles already. I love it so much, I can't imagine not being able to be in these mountains and going for these kind of walks again, you know, like where all the first people of this country, this is their backyard.
And then there was Palin, with almost no short-term memory, but probably the fittest of us all.
One thing I am very frustrated about, though, is the lack of coffee shops and candy stores and pubs and things that should be out there on the lookout.
And me, an epileptic who had a choking fit on top of a mountain.
Jeez, you're a lot of work, Paul Pritchard.
I know, that's why I only go on these adventures every 5 years, because it takes that long for people to forget. With all these multiple disabilities, you may ask, why the hell were we doing this?
Just had the doctor come and tell me that going to remote places is just not on. Going against his advice would be jeopardizing a future lung transplant because I'd be classified as non-compliant, not listening to sound medical advice. So really I have no choice but to stay in hospital and not go. And I'm devastated, I'm crying, I don't know what to do.
I want to introduce you to a concept called the dignity of risk.
I'm done.
It is basically the right of people with disabilities to make informed choices and take reasonable risks to learn, grow and have a better quality of life. By denying people with disabilities the opportunity to take risks, society is, in effect, denying them the chance to do the best they can, to be the best they can.
This is actually the longest walk I've done ever. My early formal one was about 65 kilometres in northern India.
I think I've taken maybe 2 or 3 falls so far.
And I'm going to try out my backpack loaded with gear and see if I can do it.
We don't know when we're going to go, do we? And he's just making the most of it. With one simple mission in mind, trekking the Larapinta Trail, we are setting out to normalise disability, challenging societal norms of what people with disabilities are capable of. We all talk about how we want to live our lives. We make plans for the future. These plans may involve a certain degree of risk, whether it be financial, emotional or physical. People with disabilities are exactly the same. Why should we be any different? We can't live half a life. We must be whole people. We don't need to be bigger or better or first, but we do need to be out there challenging ourselves. This is how we all grow as humans. We are not saying, hey, look at us, aren't we special? We're not superhumans overcoming insurmountable odds, and we're not victims in need of charity. People with disabilities not only have the same aspirations as anybody else, but are often more adaptable, more creative and resilient than our able-bodied counterparts. Precisely because of the discrimination and prejudice that society has shackled us with for thousands of years.
We'll leave at dawn that day.
All people have the right to live the way they choose, even if their choices involve some risk. That is why I say we are fighting for inclusion, because effectively we are. We're well aware that societies are making great gains within the field of disability rights, but there's so much more we can do. Follow us on the rest of the trail and we'll show you how we challenge society's expectations of people with disabilities. Maybe next time. I was thinking, of a slow float down the Murray. Ooh.